All right, you all, thank you so much for zooming in or calling in or clicking in. I don't even know what we're supposed to say with a Zoom call, how you get connected. But we are really, really excited to kick off the first of 5 weeks of just total top-notch class, full momentum, platinum, inspirational service leadership training. Trisha and I got together a few weeks ago and just really wanted to find dynamic people in our teams, people that were motivated, people that were recruiting, people that were inspired, people that were doing the work, and just be able to pour into them. And not that we don't love every single people in our team and that anybody is less deserving, but there was just some people that really were raising their hand and saying, I want this bad. And how could we give this group a little bit more attention, a little bit more love, a little bit unique training, not only because you are doing the do to kind of be able to be receiving this training, but then we're also knowing that you'll pay it forward, that you can help us continue to bless lives and continue to share the Isogenics training that you're getting so that everybody can benefit and everybody can get caught up to speed, and that many more hundreds and thousands of people can continue to live a life of freedom and health and abundance from Isogenics. So with no further ado, I definitely want to kick off week 1. We have Betsy Frame leading the call tonight. And for those of you that do not know Betsy Frame, not only is she just a stunning light and a total leader and top earner of Isogenics, but she used to be a stay-at-home mom before she built this $1 million business. She's a 4-star crystal executive, 9-star platinum. 3 of those executives that she has are $1 million earners with Isogenics, you guys. She's an incredible yoga instructor. I had the privilege of taking her class at Top Achievers at Hilton Head. She's got a heart of gold, and she is just one of the most phenomenal trainers, and you guys are set up for so much excitement and goodness tonight. So, Betsy, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you great.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you for that introduction. That was super sweet. But the first thing I want you to know is I am no different than you, and I'm a really good copycat. And the great thing about Isogenics is everything that we do is duplicatable. So if you can say that word, you're going to make it. You know, all we have to do is do what is done and paved out for us and follow that. And as I kind of go through some things that I'm going to talk about tonight, like I said, I steal from everybody, and I'm always watching those people that are doing the right thing. So surrounding yourself by those positive people, you know, the 5 people that influence you, the 5 people you spend the most time with are the ones that influence you. And it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, the people in your home, but, you know, for 2 solid years, I felt like Susan Sly was my best friend, but she didn't really know me. So, you know, I found things from different leaders. And so I just want you to know tonight that I'm just like you guys, stay home mom. I put this amazing product in my lean body, and it totally zipped me up with energy. You can Google anybody's name in Isogenics, and especially like the millionaires, the top earners, and there are success stories on each one of us. And, you know, if you want to get down and look at, you know, where I really came from and my whole story, Google that. So I don't have to spend a lot of time on it tonight. But, you know, what I really want to focus on, I'm like Cindy's said before last week, you know, I'm a teacher at heart, and I have so much I want to teach on that, you know, I've tried to dial this down with some really good notes so I stay on track. So if you're a little bit ADHD, then we're going to get along great, because I kind of go off on little trails all the time. But I know a lot of you all are professional plate spinners like me, so you'll be able to keep up. But, you know, the first thing I kind of wanted to talk about was one thing that for me, I thought that network marketing was a scam and a scheme and weird stuff, and only weird people were a part of it. So I want you to, and Lauren has all these calls that I've given her. It's just like 5 or 6 of them. But a couple of YouTube videos that I want you to watch. You've probably already watched Jim Coover's story, the compensation plan. I think it was either last year or the year before at New Year kickoff. And she's going to put that in. If it doesn't happen right now or you miss it, it'll be in the chat. Know that we'll post it in the group. But basically, it's the truth behind the Isagenix comp plan. And if you've never watched Jim Coover deliver this, you need to. So that would be something that, you know, start with that. Now, I know a lot of you all are on this call as directors and executives. Maybe you're climbing to those levels and you're not there yet. You might be cycling 1 or 2 times a week. You might be cycling 20 or 40 times a week. So this is for everyone. Even if you've seen it before, you've watched it live, go watch it again. Kind of gets you revved up again. The next one I want you to watch is Chris Harder. He, let's see, what was the name of that one? It was being a 10 out of 10. You know, I want you to look at that. It's another YouTube, so you can Google Chris Harder, be a 10 out of 10. And it's just talking about the belief of network marketing and, you know, just believing in the industry, believing in the product, of course. We have to believe in the product, believing in yourself, you know, and I've been doing this for 6 years and my belief was not a 10 in all of those areas. Well, probably the product it was from the get-go, actually after day 4. So, you know, I knew the product worked. So I raced myself to an event 3 weeks after I enrolled. So we'll talk about events later, but you know, that call that Chris Harder does, valuable time spent. You know, you're folding clothes, you're in between car rides, you know, whenever you can get on those YouTubes, listen to them. But, you know, I kind of wanted to talk about what would make me different than you guys, you know, all of us building out there together. Why did I hit the jackpot, maybe financially? What happened that I did? What did I do that was different? And, you know, I don't know if it's really, it's nothing magical. Like I said, it's very duplicatable. It's really pouring yourself into learning this. And it's not hard. You know, if you hear people say network marketing is hard work, we don't, at least I don't mean it's hard. Like I don't consider myself brilliant. You know, I'm just a pretty average mom. I've raised 3 beautiful kids and stayed home with them. I have a teaching degree. I did go to college. You don't have to go to college. You know, you just have to be willing to learn and open yourself up to something different and thinking of the possibilities. And I think that's what was super exciting for me in my late 40s when I found this. It was like, wow, okay, there's more I can do. I was already serving in my church so much. I should have been like on a salary or whatever, you know. I was just giver. I had a ministry at my church of exercise for over 10 years, and give. And when I found Isagenix, it was the same thing. I was giving, you know, I was giving to other people. I was talking about product. And then as the time went on, I was talking more about leveraging your time and making a legitimate income with this. So, you know, there's just a few things that I feel like that I worked on to get really great at. And the first one is, you know, I kind of talked about that, is just really caring for others. This is not about you. If you're looking for an all about me company, this isn't it. It's really loving on other people. And I mean like unconditional love. You know, I don't know all these people, but people want to be helped. I remember when I was working with Jill Bowman, she pretended that every forehead had a sign on it that said, help me. That said, help me. People are looking for what we have. We have 4 solutions. Don't forget that. You know, don't assume just because they're overweight that they're looking for weight loss. Maybe some people don't want to talk about that. Their husband might have just lost their job. So don't forget to say we have a wealth solution. You know, we have 4 solutions. healthy aging, energy and performance, weight loss, and wealth creation. So know those 4 things. Like you can speak about them in your sleep. You know, you really want to know those solutions. And it's just sharing and caring for others. So you really want to pour yourself into them. That's why God gave us 2 ears, so we can listen to other people. So you want to you want to get great at listening. So that's another skill to get great at. You want to know a little bit about, you know, your 30-second story, really, but you don't have to be a scientist to share this. And I would say the first 6 months of me sharing this, I thought I needed to be a product expert. And I know they do a lot of training on the specific products, and that's all valuable information for us. But don't feel like you have to be any kind of an expert other than the expert of your own story. Just be the expert of what you have experienced. So for me, I experienced amazing energy, mental clarity, focus, and just my body fat changed from 22 to 13.9 over time. I mean, it just incredible, right? I was super lean already. I wasn't looking for weight loss. But you don't know what people are looking for, but know your story. That's all you have to do, is know your story. And then share it. You have to share this. If your business is going to grow, you have to open your mouth, unless you're amazing on social media, which I know plenty of people are. So just knowing your own story. And then the next thing is that I wanted to kind of bullet on is grabbing an accountability partner. And I know Janie and I talked a little bit about that last week, and we had each other. Okay. So find someone, and cross line, up line, down line, sideline, whatever. It doesn't matter. Find somebody preferably you like, right? You're going to be texting with them every day. Yeah, I mean, it's just somebody that you kind of resonate with. If you're a red, find a red. If you're a yellow, find a yellow. You know, this is fun. Isn't that one of the core values of Isogenics, is fun? You know, so keep it fun every day. Spend time with who you want to. So find an accountability partner you like, but one that's going to challenge you. You know, I know when Lauren spoke last week and she was talking about Janie, speaking to her about, she was supposed to sign up 3 people by Sunday, and Lauren's like, well, I only talked to 1, or I've only got 1. And she's like, well, you said you told me you're going to have 2 more. You know, so she kept her going. It wasn't like she was going to whip her if she didn't get it done, but she kept her thinking. She kept her in the game. So she kept going, okay, so Lauren, where are you going on Saturday? Where could you possibly, encounter some new people? Could you go to a different market? Could you shop at a different place, fill up a different car? Just gave her ideas on getting yourself in front of new people. So the accountability partner is great, and it doesn't mean someone that's going to drain you. Okay, you have to find like-minded goals. So if this person is all about they just want to get their products paid for and cycle 1 time a month, and you're thinking, hey, I want to get to a multiple 6-figure income, then find a different accountability partner. Find somebody with matching goals, because you both want to get to 1 star. Let's both go to 2 star. Let's both go to 3 star. Let's both go to 4 star. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that that's what you have to do, but you choose. Remember, you're the CEO of the company, so you can decide if you want to be, making 100 or 200 a week, or 1 or 2,000 a week. So that is your choice. Find an accountability partner for that. Text them. Don't drain yourself on the phone talking all day long. It's not to just talk about, oh my gosh, did you see this post on Facebook? Or, can you believe what happened in, here or there? Or, that's not, no, it's talking about your goals. What are you doing every day? Janie and I would say, what have you got going? What's in the hopper for you? And I would say, well, this is who I'm kind of talking to, and I'm going to be teaching, I'm subbing at a different yoga studio. What do you think I could maybe say at the end of class? And she would give me an idea. We'd kind of just talk back and forth. So that's what your accountability partner does, is just bounce ideas and get creative and fun. The third thing that I think you need to really get great at is talking to people. Now, if you're a massive, major introvert all your life, you're 55 and you've never spoken to anyone because you're terrified, then I would suggest going down the social media route. And I would suggest leads, and I would suggest other things. But the other thing is that this is a developing process, and this is what's been so much fun and rewarding in Isogenics is I'm not the same Betsy Frame that Cindy Hedges met the first week I was in. And she can tell you I'm not. I'm very different. And Janny would say that I'm going to be on stage someday. And I would say, no. That wasn't me. But I can be now. I can do that. And I can speak to you all tonight. But I wasn't there before. But I had to get good on some things. And in order to get good on that, I had to listen to podcasts. I had to put myself out there and train. I had to get in front of a mirror. This is one tip my husband gave me early on, which I love, and I share this all the time. He said that when you're doing like a three-way call or you're talking to anyone on the phone, okay, you're on the phone and the other person, they can't see you, but they can absolutely hear you. And they can hear if you're smiling or not smiling, if you're happy or not happy, just by, how your facial expressions. We have 70 muscles in our face. So use them. So get animated. Get yourself in front of a mirror. That's the first thing I put on my desk was a mirror. So when I was talking to someone, I wasn't, you need to go to isogenicsbusiness.com. And, it was not that. It was like, yes, we have 4 amazing websites that give you tracks to run on. And so you'll see yourself. So you kind of encounter yourself with a mirror. It's kind of weird, but, and lately what I've been working on is, and this is 6 years later, right? Okay. So I listened to Joel Osteen. I love him. You know why? Because what's that book? What's my book I just ordered?
I am the power of I am. Okay. So he says, get yourself in front of a mirror and say, you are beautiful. You are worthy. You are smart. You can do this. You can learn this. You are coachable. You are capable. You are a child of God. All these things. We can do anything that we want to do. Know that. And if I was on the phone with another gal a couple of weeks ago, and I was telling her this, and she's like, yeah, I really need to talk to myself in the mirror. And I said, yes, you do. You need to convince yourself that you can do this, because that was a hard thing for me. I didn't think I could do it, but know that you can, because there's so many people that do it. But what's the difference between the people that are doing it and the people that are not doing it? Those are 10 percenters. And those 10 percenters, hold on, I'm jumping way ahead like I usually do. Those 10 percenters there's several things. They're coachable. So don't be a know-it-all. I've been a know-it-all all my life. Let me just tell you that. Until Isogenics. I don't know why. I was just so eager and excited about it all. I became a good listener. I became a good learner. I was absorbing everything. And it might have taken a few times for Janny to talk to me about the pools or Cindy to explain it several times, but I got it. I finally got it. So don't think that you're, dumb or you can't get it if you just didn't get it the first time. Those pools aren't easy to understand, but they're not hard. You just have to look at it, just read through it a few times and get on the phone with somebody else that knows and ask them a few questions. So don't be afraid, be coachable. You have to be open to new ideas. It's like, well, I've never thought about having a booth at my gym. Maybe I could do that. I've never thought about taking product to my hairdresser and suggesting that she post a 9-day, new year, new you, healthy detox and frame it for her and have it set on her stand so she
So all her customers can see it, and she doesn't have to like feel like she shares it with them, but she can go, somebody can go, wow, tell me about that. And then that's for her clientele. So that's just an idea. I had to learn that. So you have to learn some new things, be open to new ideas, take advice from successful people. Okay. People that are actually doing it, listen to them. And that's what I love about events. One thing I love about events. You can talk to anybody. I can go up to Susan Sly, Lynn Hagedorn. She is a normal person. She puts her head on the pillow every night. Just because she makes millions of dollars doesn't mean she's weird. She's just got really good at these skills. That's it. She's got really good at them. She was really good at them before she came to Isogenics. I was not. I was not a network marketer. I came in as a product user. You can learn it too. You have to be self-motivated, okay? These are 10%ers. You have to be self-motivated. If you are a Debbie Downer, then get on a website. What is that? Hootsuite or Hootie something, or you know what I'm talking about, where you can set up those posts. Send a post to yourself if you have to. I don't know. That is a motivational video every day. Oh my goodness. There's a cute little girl on the East Coast named Jen Smith. I used to get on her motivational video every day. I had to learn to motivate myself. It doesn't take 3 minutes. You get fired up. You get unstoppable. Nothing will take you down. It took 3 minutes a day. You can do that. Okay, don't complain. Do not be a whiner. Don't be a complainer. Oh my gosh, I really didn't like the eggnog shake at all. Whatever. Maybe you don't. Put cinnamon in it. Find some nutmeg. Dress it up. Pour the real nutmeg in it. Have you tried that? You know, just don't be a downer on anything. Know that it's a journey. Know that this is a journey. Some people can go really fast. I didn't. 6 years, but I'm okay. I'm sitting here okay today. I love my life. I love helping people and pouring myself into them all the time. Be grateful every day. I wake up and I go over what I'm grateful for before I do anything, before I reach for the phone, before I find my glasses, my water, whatever, you know, really I'm in bed and I'm grateful. What are you grateful for? And also be all in. You have to be all in Isogenics. If you want this like no other, then you've got to run like no other. You know, you have to decide, well, I just want one cycle a week. Okay, get paid like a hobby. Do it like a hobby. That's great. That's your choice. I'm not judging you. It's totally up to you. You're saying, well, Betsy, really, I want to max out, or, you know, I want to make a 6-figure income. Then you got to go all in. It's a full-time job then. It is. Find the full-time in your day. Find the full-time in your day. Maybe you used to get in bed at 9 o'clock because you work till 7. You might have to get in bed at 10 or 11. You're going to have to find, you know, you're going to have to figure out how to fit it in your life. Some, not 8 hours a day, but maybe 2 or 3 or 4. You know, find out what you can squeeze in where and get a schedule going. Okay, so that was kind of all supposed to be under the attitude thing, those points. And I'm still going over the things that I think you need to be great at. 3-way calls. Okay, you have to be great at 3-way calls. And if you're not doing 3-way calls yet, start. And every time I'd go to an ICU, literally my first 2 years, David Wood was training quite a bit at that time. And he would say, who's doing a 3-way call? Raise your hand if you're doing a 3-way call. And I would literally pick up my seat and my little hiney and sit on my hands. Or I'd bend over and fidget and get Cindy a bar, because notoriously she was always eating chocolates or bars. I was always no, I was getting food. I was getting something out of my bag. I didn't want to answer that question. I didn't want to raise my hand and say, I'm doing them, I'm not doing them. I wasn't going to lie. I was embarrassed because I didn't know how to do them. Okay. If you don't know how, find somebody on your team that knows how. I'm sure you all know how. I didn't know. Okay, it's not hard. Find out how to do a 3-way call. Then listen, it's going to be in the chat. You have to listen to this call. It's Susan Sly's 3-way etiquette call. You've got to listen to that call, and you've got to hone in and learn how to do a three-way call. She breaks it down step by step by step. You need to be doing a three-way call for your brand new product user. You just signed up Sharon. She signed up on Saturday. Her product is coming, let's say you signed her up Monday. Her product's coming Friday. On Tuesday, you're going to say, Sharon, when can we get on the call? I know a friend of mine that wanted the same result you're after. She wanted to lose 10 sticky pounds and she needed more energy. She had a muffin top. That was it. Okay, so you get her on the phone with somebody that you know has that story. So I didn't have that story. So I'm going to find somebody on my team and say, oh, Sharon, I just wanted to connect you with Jen because Jen had an amazing product result. She's, Jen will tell you her and Jen, all she's going to do is talk about the product. Although Jen is a 3-star golden circle, she's a builder. She's only going to talk about the product to Sharon because that's all Sharon wants to know. Okay. She's going to say, oh my gosh, you're going to love this. Our Facebook group is so much fun. And when you get your box, there's a DVD in there, a CD you can listen to ahead of time. Also, it's online. Let me give you this website. It's isaproduct.com. Go to products or drop down, navigate over to the 30-day system and watch how to do a shake day and how to do a cleanse day. So that's your three-way call with Sharon. It literally lasts 10 minutes. You've welcomed her to your Facebook group. You've welcomed her to the product. And she feels like, wow, that was fun. I like them. So there you go. So three-way calls. Then you can do, of course, three-way call on business. And then if you don't have the financial success that this person is seeking, then you borrow somebody's. So you can say, oh my gosh, I've surrounded myself with several people. They're working toward a 6-figure income, or they are at a 6-figure, whatever you want to say. They're not working at the coffee shop anymore. They've been able to stay home with their baby. I'd love to get you on the phone with them. And then you get them on the phone. You go over, just follow all the steps in the three-way call. And that's what they're going to talk about. That person on the other end will do the talking. You're the one that arranged it. You listen. Your job is to listen and learn. Okay, so if somebody did a three-way call, Betsy, I need your time. I have somebody that's interested in building, and then we hook up a time tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, right? That person's going to get that other person on the phone, the person that's interested, and then they're going to call me. And then they're going to say, John, meet Betsy. Betsy, meet John. She'll do the proper introductions that you'll learn on that three-way etiquette call. And all I'm going to do is talk to John. This person doesn't say a word. Okay, you don't say a word. You don't need to, unless Betsy says, Lauren, do you think, remember your story, Lauren, with da-da-da? And then Lauren will chime in. But if 2 people are talking during the three-way call to the one person, they're going to feel bombarded. Okay, so the purpose of the three-way call is still 2 people talking. So, of course, on a business training call, I'm going to go over the 4 websites. isagenicsbusiness.com, isaproduct.com, isagenicshealth.net, and isamovie.com. Those are the 4 websites I give out to anybody that says, I'd like to get my products for free. I'm going to move into that conversation. So those are the websites I wanted you to have for that. You need to get great at getting your people paid. It doesn't matter what your cycles are. It's about them. Everything's about them. The product result, getting them paid. So if somebody's coming in with a product, my goal is them, right? The first 2 weeks, I'm going to be on them like butter on pancakes, and I'm talking texting. I'm going to shoot them a text after I've set them up. They got the email from Isagenix. Oh, you've placed your order, blah, blah, blah. They're going to get a welcome email from me. It's called 8 Steps to Launching a New Associate. I didn't post it, but I can. You can Google it, Susan Sly, 8 Steps to Launching a New Associate. I make sure it is my goal in my life, anytime I share Isagenix and sign someone up, It is my personal responsibility to help them get a product result. Now, is every leader like that? No. Find what works for you. This works for me. Product result users have exploded my business, okay? Those are the people that are driven in my business. I didn't come from network marketing. I don't know a lot of network marketing people. That's great if you do, but getting someone a fantastic result, I wouldn't be sitting here today if I didn't have a fantastic result. Well, here's the easy part for all of us. The products work. They totally work, okay? So they could actually probably screw up the schedule and still get a result, right? We know that, but we don't want to tell them that. We don't want to tell them that. Follow that schedule, right? This is what we're going to do with you. What do you want? Well, I want to get, and my daughter's getting married in 6 weeks. I've got 20 pounds to lose. Okay, we're going to work really hard, okay? Can you do that? How committed are you? You know, are you a 10 at being committed? If I call you and tell you you need to do this, this, and this, you'll do it? Well, no, I'm about an 8. Okay, then you're not ready to start. We're not going to start you yet. When you're at a 10, let me know. So sometimes I'll walk away from somebody signing them up until they're ready, but they chase me down. That's happened. They want it. They want it now. So give them that result. So that result is, you know, I could go into great detail on the cleanse coaching for the first 2 weeks, but I'm not going to tonight. Everybody has to develop your formula. We can do that on another call sometime. But, you know, essentially I'm sending them a welcome email. I'm talking them through their website so they know their auto ship. I'm a teacher. I teach them about their auto ship. They're not scared of the auto ship then. Okay. Don't be scared of auto ship. And then I'm texting them. How's your cleanse going today? You know, did you remember to take your ionics? How much water are you drinking? You know, don't watch the food channel, blah, blah, blah. You know, I had one girl say, you know, I have a downfall. Every time I'm in Portland, I'm going by Jack in the Box. And I just don't have any willpower. I don't have any willpower at all. And I said, you are going to call me. You're going to call me when you're thinking about driving there. So she would drive there and she would call me. And we laugh about it to this day, but she didn't cave. So she needed me. Okay. So it's okay. It didn't take me 15 minutes on the phone to talk her out of that. She knew she was going to feel bad afterwards, but she still wanted it, but it was fun for her to have somebody to call. So let people know that you're there for them, that we're in the caring business. We share, we care, and we share. We share and we care. We care and we share. It's all together. Okay. So that's everything. So, okay, where am I? Get really great at setting goals for yourself. What's your goal? Maybe your goal is, I got to lose these 20 pounds. I just need to get this weight off, or 40, whatever it is. I need a result. If you are shaky on the products at all, I insist that you do a 9-day starting tomorrow, because everything will change again. Your mental focus, your energy, your clarity, you might shrink a little too, but everything you love about the product will come back to you. So if you're like, I'm not so sure, it's the right time of year, it's like, yeah, do a 9-day. It changes everything. So be a product of the product. So setting those goals for yourself, that might be some of your all's goals tonight. Get that in my body so I'm feeling isogenics. Make a vision board. I thought that was wasted time early on. I thought, what are they doing? Meeting and doing magazines and cutting pictures, and a bunch of yellow people are all getting together and doing this. Yeah. It's so funny when I look back on that, because I love doing that now. I've got vision boards. Absolutely. They're in here and they're out there in my laundry room, and they're on my computer in that Healthy Mind Body. Are you joking? If you haven't done that, you have to do it. Okay, it's $39. You get $40 a product, or $45. When you finish it, that's a no-brainer. Do the Healthy Mind Body. I didn't have that. I had to figure out everything I'm learning in Healthy Mind Body, I had to figure out on my own. And don't say, oh, you poor thing. But you know what? The bottom line was, that was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of stuff up here in my head. I was a doubter. I didn't believe in all this stuff and everything. So do it. Healthy Mind Body. Get your vision board. And here's another Google, which I did not throw at Lauren, but everybody knows this one. Earl Nightingale. I've spoken it for 6 years. The Strangest Secret. It's on YouTube. Earl Nightingale. Get the one with the picture of the old man. It's in black and white. We talked about it a little bit last week. It's weird. It's kind of weird. I mean, he's kind of got this weird voice. But honestly, I listened to that thing when I was going. I wanted to hit 2-star. All I wanted to do was write $1,000 check to my favorite ministry. We'd been going to all these events year after year, and I'd lean over to Mike and say, what can we do this year? And we'd go between $100 or $200. And that was kind of breaking the bank. You know, it was a lot of money. And I just wanted to be able to not even talk to my husband. I just wanted to write $1,000 check. If I want to write $1,000 check, I want to write $1,000 check. So that was a goal for me. I wrote it down. I thought about it every day. I wanted to pay cash for my kids' college. And I wanted to get to 2-star. I knew that would mean my business is growing. I wanted to grow my business, yes. But how did you have to do that? Pour yourself into others. It starts from A to B. Get the product result for the person. Get them to Crystal Manager. Get them to Crystal Director. Crystal Executive. This is like, well, it's like school. We can do this. There's A to B to C to D. You don't want to take somebody A and say, you're going to be a millionaire. Who's going to be a millionaire? I would have laughed if somebody said that to me. You're going to be a millionaire. That would have been the furthest thing from my mind. I can't relate to that. But I can sure relate to, do you want to pay the mortgage? Wow, that would be cool. So, you know, find those things that resonate with people. Find those goals and go after those. Isogenics lays it all out for us. All those little bonuses along the way. My next point is, you know, get great at, you know, setting those goals for yourself, I said, and focus on those daily. The other thing is get great at giving. This is a giving industry. If you're not a giver, it may not be for you. Don't force yourself. I love to give. I love to give in a lot of ways. And one of my favorite books is called The Go-Giver. It's a little paperback. You can read it in about, it takes me 4 hours. Most people can read it too. But read it. If you haven't read it, read it. If you've read it, read it again. It's The Go-Giver. It's about giving. So be a giver. And I mean be a giver at any level. So whether you're just starting, you're helping cleanse coach people, or at my level, I'm giving on that phone all day long. Well, 3-way calls, giving back constantly. Get great, be great at, I'll never forget, about 2 years ago, I remember asking my husband, what happened in our business? We've hit a financial home run. So what did I do? What did I do? And he said, and this was kind of profound because I had never really thought of it, but he said that I never took anything personal. Now think about that. So when your best friend says, I'm not going to do network marketing, forget it. I don't want to do your cleanse. I don't want, all your friends do it. All your friends don't want to do it. Nobody wants to do it. Don't take it personally. It is, here it is. It's not their time. It is not their time. Don't you know that? Something's telling them they can't do it. It's not going to work, blah, blah, blah. So don't beat yourself up, walk away and say, I failed at that. I talked way too much about the enzymes. You know, I thought I was doing all that. I just went on to the next person. But you know, Susan Sly taught me that. She taught me next. So she doesn't want to do it. Next, go to the next person that does. Find the next person. But don't forget about little Susie back here because she's still watching you, remember? That was only her first touch, was a no. And how many, what do the experts say? 7 to 12 times before somebody comes around and says yes. So maybe you'll touch on them again. You'll see them at a PTA meeting or out at the soccer field. Don't talk about isogenics. You're just saying hi again. If the subject comes up, are you still doing that thing? Say, what thing? Oh, are you know that drink you're doing? Absolutely. It makes me feel like 20 years younger. And then don't say another word. Okay, so that could be a whole nother call on just how to talk to people on the phone like that or in person. Oh my gosh, is it 45 minutes into the call already? Okay, so we got so my husband said you never take things personally. Here's a book, The 4 Agreements. I love The 4 Agreements. Read that book, another fast one. I'm a fast reader type person. Okay, there's one thing I wanted to say. Oh, okay. I want to go back to just talking to 2 people for just a second. You know, you're encountering that person for the first or second time, and there's a call that is valuable early on. And I didn't have this until later on, but still amazing. It is Lynn Hagedorn, Overcoming Objections. Okay? Overcoming Objections, Lynn Hagedorn. It's a brilliant call. It was so fun. She must be a teacher, born teacher, because I listened to that call and I was actually doing some of those things. One of them was speaking slowly to people so they can actually think about what you're saying. Totally made sense. Pause when you're telling somebody about it. Pause so all they're thinking about, remember, is they want to know 3 things in their head. Janie and I have been saying this for 6 years now. They want to know, does the product work? They're thinking, will it work for me? They want to know how much it costs. And they want to know, how do you get it? So here's our goal. We tell them the answers before they've ever had to ask the question. Okay? That's Lynn Hagedorn, Overcoming Objections. Listen to that call. I'll go into a little bit, but not a lot of it. But talking to someone, they're saying, you know, wow, it looks like you're doing, you know, I've followed your Facebook, you're just having so much fun, you look terrific, what are you doing? Well, I'm doing this amazing superfood, nutritional food. I love it, feel fantastic. And the cool thing is, it's, you know, it's like a meal replacement, but it's less than $3. So I've already told her how much it costs. Okay, there's my cost. And she's like, are you kidding? Well, I want to lose like 30 pounds. Do you think I could do that? Absolutely. I know this will work for you. We have studies on this. You know, the company's been around for 12 years and we have studies that prove it works. So absolutely, I know this will work for you. And for $10 a day, or start with $20 a day, I can set you up with success, because this product will give you all the food you need minus 1 fork and knife meal a day for 30 days. So for, you know, that grocery bill you had, trade it. It's going to address that. It's going to address the vitamins and the minerals that are lacking in our real food source at the grocery store. And it's going to give you all the snacks and cheater food and chocolates and a magic blender and everything like that to fulfill you during that 30 days. So you've got 3 systems all there together. So she already knows it's the President's Pack, roughly $600, right? You told her $20 a day. Never do you say it's $5.99 or $5.59. Never. She can do math. She can do 30 days times $20. Anybody can. So there you go. that's kind of what you do in that conversation. So it's brilliant, that call with Lynn Hagedorn. Go over that, learn the verbiage. That's what Tracy O'Malley said, when she was starting her build. She poured herself into those podcasts, and Lynn was a big pivotal person, like Susan was for me, Lynn was for her, I know. And just listen to those podcasts over and over, not just once. Oh, I heard that a couple of years ago. No, listen again, because you're going to be in a different place next week. You're going to be in a different place after this call. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, if she can do it, I can do it. I know I can. Listen to those calls tomorrow, Okay, so I need to wrap this up. The other thing I want to tell you, this is super, super, the most exciting news of all of it, of this whole night, is the bottom line is there is absolutely no way to fail at this. There's no way to fail at this. If you are sharing and caring for others, and you are sharing the product and enrolling people, you can't fail, because Jim Coover's the most brilliant man on this earth, besides Jesus Christ. And he came up with that binary compensation plan. You know what that means. Right leg, left leg, all these other people are helping you out, right? Isn't that brilliant? You know what happened to me about 2 years into my business? Some little hot wand came into my business that was brilliant, and she was a rock star at Facebook. I wasn't, but she was. Did I try to teach her a few things? Yeah, I shared what I was doing. I was 47, she was 27. But she dialed down Facebook like no other. Okay, she went executive in 29 days. Did I know that was going to happen? No. Now, what if I would have quit the month before? This isn't working. I'm cycling 10 times a week or whatever. It's not going fast enough for me. What would have happened to my life if I hadn't have kept going? I love the product. I'm already buying the product. You only have to buy 100 BV every month to stay doing the product, right? Hang in there. Somebody's coming. I feel it. I know it happens. I've seen it over and over and over and over and over and over. And then somebody might come into your business that's some hot little tamale that is a complete opposite person of you. And then your skills can pair with them. And the two become one amazing momentum. Okay, so be looking for that. That was one of those, I'm going to post this later. There's like maybe I went over that, the traits of a 10 percenter. It was just being able to identify people, somebody that is coachable, somebody that is, willing to grow outside their box, and they're all those things. When you can identify that as a leader or somebody, and you can see that, grab that person. I remember meeting Tracy O'Malley when nobody was talking to her at ICU. She walked in by herself. You've heard the story, crying, bawling her eyes out. She went. I sat by her and just kind of held her hand, took her up to my room, made a shake, listened to her story. I was just there for her, but I knew she was moving. She was sharing. I knew that. No one told me you better go talk to her. I saw that in my business. Okay, so identify that. So that's a good leader move. So be sure and look for those people. So know that can happen. It may not be who you know. It's probably going to be who somebody else knows. Maybe it's 6 layers down, 14 layers down. You don't know. Stay in it to win it, because you will. Okay, I think I'm really trying to wrap it up now. Okay, I got to that part. Okay. Oh, this is my favorite part. I probably said that over before, but I just believe God calls us to be our excellent best. No one can be perfect in life. None of us are perfect. We never will be, but we can be our very best. And I can be the best Betsy Frame I can be. And before Isogenics, I'm not sure I was being the best person I could be. I mean the best. Working at getting better at everything I did, whether I was, cleaning houses or, whatever I did. Be the best person you can be. That is, God calls us to do that. So that's what I love about Isogenics is we get to always be working on who we are and being better and better at that every day. So with that, attack.
Hey, Betsy, number one, awesome. Trisha and I are like taking notes over here. We're like doing this like electronic note taking so we can make a file of all of the genius that you just dropped. Like, I love how animated and fun you are. I want to make sure that we keep everybody muted so it keeps quiet so that we have the clear recording. But for you guys, and she says ready attack, she's going to take a few questions. So over your face, like there's a little microphone. You can click on it, it'll unmute you. But if you're not talking, if we can try and keep everybody else still really muted so that the recording's really clean for the few people that couldn't get on. I know that a lot of you are dying to ask a couple of things. So just know that that's how you unmute. And then if you're not talking, just go ahead and mute again.
Not one question.
Remember that you guys grow outside of your comfort zone.
Oh, I'm so full of questions. I can't hardly stand it. And I'm flipping pages back and forth trying to see, did I get everything down? It's Margaret, Tricia.
Hi, Margaret.
I know your voice, sweetheart.
You should by now, love. You should. Oh, Betsy, you're going to have me doing three-way calls before the week is out. I've got to get those done. I've got to.
They're fun.
Tricia helps me, but I know this is just, sometimes it's my frustration in getting people to get on the phone with me and being able to get them on the phone before I even get to saying, let's get a friend. So I just got to keep at it.
Yeah, and I don't use the word three-way call, make it fun. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I have a friend that you remind me of. I know that you're going to resonate with her. Like, I'm a yoga instructor, so a lot of times people say, I know a yoga instructor that might, she would definitely be able to talk to you about this product. I know you're interested. So, find something that you have in common with them and focus on them again. So you're focusing on their need to set up the three-way call. So it's about them.
Hey, Betsy, I want to say one quick thing. I know this is your training, but I hired PK Smith for a long time. Like, he mentored me one-on-one for a while, and he actually was one of the best people to help me with three-way calls because I was always trained based on some of the podcasts from Isogenics or other top earners that they were really formal, and you had to go through all these accolades. And I think there's a time and place. I mean, if I was going to recruit a top earner from another company and wanted, Janny to help me, of course I would edify who she is, or if you had Susan on the phone. But for that average call, and he's like, if you were at Starbucks, like if Betsy and I were at Starbucks and Cindy walked in, and you guys didn't know each other, I'd be like, oh, and she's the woman of Isogenics and she's a millionaire. I would be like, hey, this is my friend Cindy. Like, we know each other from the gym, and Betsy and I work together. And to be able to take that approach onto the phone, and since we taught our team about that, I've seen the number of three-way calls skyrocket because of what you just said. Being able to be like, oh my gosh, you have to talk to my friend that's also a fitness instructor. Or, I've never been pregnant, but can I get you on the phone with my friend that's using the products that's pregnant? And just that relatability. So write that down, you guys. I think that's so, so huge to take that weird factor out of it.
Absolutely. And I send my bio to everybody. When I'm going to do a three-way call, I just somebody lined up three-way calls for me, 2 today, or lined them up for other days. I sent them my bio, and it has that three-way etiquette call to listen to, but that's just, it gives you, it teaches you to edify whatever the need of the edification is. So exactly. Don't say 9-star platinum or 5-star golden circle. It doesn't matter to that person at all, unless they're wanting to make money. It depends on the listener and what the three-way call is about. But of course, if it's a product, it's like, oh, this poor woman, she was underweight actually, and she didn't even know that she needed more nutrition in her body and blah, 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 and so it's about the product for the product calls, and you don't talk about their level at all. You're right. Yeah, or the money earnings, not at all. It's just about them and what they, can relate with. Exactly. Lauren, I'm glad you shared that. I need to practice that for my people as well, and my groups, and because that's valuable information.
PK gets the credit. I'm just a messenger.
He's a rock star.
It's about talking to people like you're in the living room with them. Living room talk. It's natural. It's relaxed. And I think too, practice it with your friends, practice it with your teammates, with your family, your friends, until you get comfortable. Because if it's weird for you, then of course they're going to say no, because they feel that weirdness. Sorry.
True.
So Betsy, this is Ashley Matson. Hi. I guess one of my biggest challenges, and I'm grateful to Connie and Trisha and Tracy for helping me and mentoring me. They're awesome. But what I'm struggling with a little bit, and you talked about it, is kind of bringing people that are product users, moving them from product user to business builder, or not even necessarily business builder if that's the right word, but getting them to a consultant at a minimum, right? Bring them past that. A lot of people are interested in the products, and I've signed up good amount, but I only have one consultant at the moment. So if you could share just some of the things that you've done that have worked real well for you to do that.
Yes. Great question. PK Smith, I'm going to give him credit for this one. Lauren's going to know all about it. So, that 2-week rockstar experience that I talked about, holding their hand a little bit longer and getting them to fall in love with the product, because again, my goal is to get, when I put my head on the pillow at night, I want all the people that I've shared Isogenics with that are putting product in their body to understand that the product works. So if they decide to quit 6 or 8 months down the road, that's on them. But I know I've done my job and helped them get every tool in IsoProduct and all the videos and teach them how to use the product. So it doesn't mean great detail. It's just pointing them in the direction of the tools we have, because you want to create duplication. It's not like, Betsy's an amazing rock star cleanse coacher, that's why her business grew. No, I just said go to IsoProduct, drop down to products, navigate over the 30-day. That's how you do a cleanse day. So get them that result, and then you grab them on the phone, by the hands, wherever, and you say, okay, you've had an amazing result. I'm so excited for you. Let's get your next auto ship for free. How's that sound? Mm-hmm. And I can't think anybody doesn't like free. And then, so it's never, okay, then do you +2, them +2. I don't use that verbiage right away, but, I'll just say, surely you have a couple of friends that have low energy like you, and you've been able, I remind them of what they've had. They either I melted a denim size, their jeans, or they feel like they woke up out of a fog, or remind them of whatever the product, the reason why they were jumping up and down those, after that second week. And say, you probably have a couple of friends that want to do that. Isogenics, we don't really make money off people, but they give you a referral bonus. So if you share this same amazing energy that you've had with 2 friends, then we'll be able to get you a little money back. It'll pay for your next product. So that's been, the success that I've worked with, is just teaching them to get the very first, they pay for their very first system, and then their second one is free. Does that help?
It helps a lot. It goes along with kind of what Trisha, Trisha, I have to give the credit to Tracy because it's hers, the 14-day talk.
Yeah.
And moving in that direction. And the person that I just sponsored, was it today or yesterday? I told her up front, I said, we're going to be talking every day via text or phone or whatever, right? Just to see how things are going. And I'm going to bring Connie on the phone, who from such and such, and we'll just see how you're doing and how things are going. I've done that once or twice, maybe. I've not done it every time. And so I think the key that you gave me is to watch their results, remind them of their results, and then say, sure, you have friends that you want to have these same kind of results without making it businessy, if you will. because most of these people are professionals in their own right, doing their own business and successful.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily looking for, some are, but these people I'm speaking of specifically aren't necessarily looking for a business, but they do want their products free.
Right. So that's another good point. Take the business word out of your vocabulary. You know, if Janny would have said, "Do you want to do the business with me?" I would have probably said, you know, I volunteer at my church. I teach Pilates and yoga. I have a fun life. I don't want a business. But, you know, do you want to share this with your friends? Do you want to go to Phoenix? Okay. You know, it was different. You know, the business word can scare a lot of people. You want your products for free? Yeah, sure. And I like what Jessica Rigner, you know, she said on a call the other night. You know, she says that right out of the get-go, Lauren. You can probably vouch for this. Just, you know, when she's talking, and so is Lynn. I mean, plenty of people talk about finding two friends right away. I bring that up when someone's signing up, giving me their information. They're getting a presents pack, whatever, and they're like talking about, or what was I? I was just lost my train of thought. If somebody's hung up on the money, that's what it is. Somebody's hung up a little bit on the money, then I'll say, okay, well, there's another way we could do this. If you have a couple of friends you can bring on board with you as accountability partners, and then I go down that spiel. Okay, so that's when I do the two friend thing. Otherwise, I think for me, it might come off a little network marketing if I'm like, great, I'm so glad you're going to do this. Let's find two friends, you know. Only if they're saying, you know, it's Christmas and I'm not sure I can start with that pack. Like, you know, I can maybe start with the shakes. You know, this is such a typical question. I won't start people on shakes. I'm sorry. They want an amazing energy, weight loss, blah, blah, blah result. The shakes aren't going to do it. So I will just say those are amazing nutrition for you. But you told me that, you know, you wanted to lose 30 pounds and da-da-da-da-da. I remind them of their goals and say, let's wait. Let's wait until we have enough for that first pack. So start throwing away, putting some money aside in a little jar in your kitchen. Like Tanya Kirkpatrick did. She kept saving her little monies until she came up with enough money for the president's pack. So I'll kind of take it back from them and do that. Give them that option, or give them, there's a two-friend option. So, yeah.
So Jessica, just because you said I probably know this, when we were working so closely together in 2013, and we kind of changed the enrollment form from like the one that Isogenics had or someone had sent us, we just kind of tweaked a little bit because we were so busy that if we were going to like email it to someone or, you know, private message it to someone, because we were enrolling so many people and couldn't always get on the phone. You know, after like your name, your number, your social, the payment, all that stuff, and then like the pack and like picking your shake flavors, powder, liquid, whatever. Like, and at the bottom, so whether I had emailed it or on the phone, it says who are the two people you're doing this with. So like if I just enrolled you, Betsy, and I'm like, do you want powder, do you want chocolate vanilla, like the whole 9 yards, and I'm like, and who are the two people that are doing this with you? And normally you're like, what are you talking about? Like, I just want to get started. And then our response to that, and it's aggressive, but it works, is we know the research shows you're going to have way better results with accountability partners. So if you're cleansing and your friends invite you to happy hour, we don't want you to sabotage. We want you guys all to get great results. And they would be like, oh my gosh, so-and-so wants to do this. Oh my God, so-and-so would want to do this with me. But like it was not abnormal to enroll 3 people like on the phone at that spot, because they did too. And then it just happened. Like, you know, then they were telling their 2 because it was just flowing. And the coolest thing was then our team started to do that because they got that same enrollment form. So as they were placing orders going, and who are the 2 people you're going to do this with? It was like almost not an option. Some people aren't as comfortable with it, but if you flow it off, just like some people get hung up around the social security, right? Like, and I need your, but if you're just like, what's your social? And they just, however, it was like, who are the 2 people going to do this with you? And just a part of the process that people just kind of are like sheep, like you just kind of, and they're like, they did it.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's duplication. That's duplication. And that's what puts exponential growth in your downline, bottom line.
And guys, you know, the other thing that's true too is that it absolutely is true. It really is best for everyone to start with a support community, with accountability partners. And just like Lauren said, who are the 2 people or 5 people in your life that are going to derail you if they're not doing it with you? Who are those people? Let's grab them. Let's all start together, you know, and make it fun, make it easy for people to say yes. It's awesome, girls. Good job.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, you guys. Well, I know we're a little bit past the time, and even though it's only 7:30, and Betsy's probably going to go eat dinner or something, but the East Coast, it's 10:30, and I think that there's some late, tired mamas over there. But we will definitely get the recording up for you guys. Trisha and I, just from our bottom of the hearts, want to keep you guys inspired and motivated. But more than anything, you know, the best way to really show your appreciation for all of these ladies, besides for thank you notes, because you know they love that. But really just get into action. Like, we do not want this to be another Facebook group that's just full of inspiration and just full of love. That's always going to be there. But absolutely, like, do the work. Like, get off this call right now and send 3 text messages, 3 private messages, 3 follow-ups before you go to bed. I mean, write out your goals tonight of what you're going to do in the morning. Like, reach out to someone on this call. Like, will you be my accountability partner the next 5 weeks? Like, I want to run fast. These are the goals. How many people are you enrolling? What are you doing this week? Jessica and I are not financially linked, and we have run so fast together, working side by side. That same thing every day. What are you doing? How many people have you talked to? What contests are you running? What's working? How many calls did you make? I mean, we are on each other still 2.5 years later, like white on rice. It works. And so stay fired up, stay momentum. That, like, by next week at this time, everybody should have enrollments. Everybody should create a consultant. We know it's the holidays, but you guys are on here because you're top earners, you're recruiters, you have that burning desire, and we're excited to see all of your growth. So Betsy, thank you so much. Everybody say thank you, Betsy. Send her some love.
Thank you, Betsy.
Love
Thank
you
you,
guys.
Betsy.
Thank you, Betsy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll get you guys the recording up to
Thank you.
YouTube and see you in a week. Betsy, thank you so much. You rocked it. So much brilliance.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, Trisha.
Bye, Betsy.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Dean. Goodbye.